Hey everybody, welcome back. And today we're just gonna go around real fast. I think my battery of my phone is probably dying out, so we'll just cruise through everything real fast. The plants are doing really good. These ones here that are in the top of the 125 are really doing good. I don't know if it was a video or two back, but I said that a couple of those pothos leaves had fallen into the 90 gallon, which is over here, and is also doing really good so far. But the ones I wanted to show you, just to show you, okay, so here was one that fell in. Let me just show you. Here's one that fell in, right? And you could just see what it's doing. It's just completely growing now into, I guess it's just going to throw roots down in. Now here's another one right here. Okay, trying to do it and look at it at the same time together, like, okay, there you go. So you see all those, let me back up a little bit. You see all those roots and stuff that are just, so now it's pretty much become how would I say this? A roots, not a root seeking, but a substrate seeking thing. You know what I mean? Those roots are shooting down there, like those are, and they just want to get to that substrate. And once they're at that substrate, they really lock down in there, and they just start sucking up all the food that's been going for who knows how long. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely. I gotta say, this pothos plant is really doing wonders in all of it. I'll kind of back up again to try to give you just a little bit of a. It's just how crazy it's growing all over the place. Okay, so what we got is, now I'm not exactly sure. Again, this pothos is really going good there. These plants that I had gotten, they were really beautiful purplish ones. But I don't know what's going on. I keep trying to feed them some root juice and stuff, but I don't know. I thought maybe they had died. It wasn't that they died off. I thought maybe they kind of were like a little bit in shock and they were going to come back. And they almost look like they kinda maybe are going back. I don't know. This middle one is always just a ball of roots. There's a bunch of shrimp in there. You can see in the back there, there's shrimp all over the place. There's not really too much on the snail situation in this one. Every once in a while I see a little, like over there, I think way on the glass there, might be like a trumpet snail. But this middle one is just like the anchor for the root system of all that stuff up there. And then this one, again, is the other one with the purple plants that, look at that one that just, it broke away from, I guess it melted at the root or whatever, and it just floated away. Now, I'm pretty sure, see, I can't, believe it or not, I can hardly see from where I'm standing back there because they're so high and I'm not like a basketball player or anything. I think I'm like 6 foot even, so anything over that is really tough for me to look up there. But they look pretty good, except for that one that, I don't know, melted away. Also, this wood never sank. I thought it was going to sink by now, to be honest with you. That's why I tucked it behind that thing, because I didn't want it to fall and smash those guys, but nothing ever happened. Now, I'm almost sure there are some shrimp in here, too. I can't see, but I'm looking with you right now in the camera. Is that a guy right there? Yeah, that's a guy right there, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's some guys in there. Okay, so we'll back up a little bit. Oh. My arms kill me from doing that. Okay, so what we did was we ended up moving the all the albino cories from this tank that was up here. This was where I originally had set the first set of like eggs and stuff, and they hatched. Right now, there's no actual fish in there. There's a bunch of shrimp. I don't know if you can see them. They're all in there hanging out. And there is also a crap load of snails, of course. But you can see, like, even in the back there, there's shrimp guys everywhere. These guys are all hanging out here. So what I'm going to do, and also, I don't know if you can see from other videos maybe, but I think you can see the root systems are growing back now because What was in there before, I forgot, but something was really crunching on those root systems. I think, believe it or not, I think it was the snails, but I think we got rid of a lot of those snails because I said, wow, they're really crunching away on the root systems. But you see, they're all coming back now, so that's really good. Down there, see, this has the problem too of the guppies. So these guppies, if you notice, they just eat the crap out of the, even though the pothos plant itself is doing real good because it is sucking up the water, but the root system is just getting murdered by these guys because they just sit there and pick at it and pick at it and pick at it because they just constantly want stuff to eat. Also, my tanks are a little filthy with algae and stuff right now because I haven't really been worried about cleaning them as much as I've been worried about keeping the water nice and parameters all good for these guys. Down there, that's all the Corys down there hanging out. They all just, they scare the crap out of me because every time, if you see like this guy right here, he's dead, right? Is he dead? Of course he's not dead. He just has to make me have the heart attack. They do that to me all the time. I walk over and I'm like, oh, no, no, no. And then I'm like, oh God. Sometimes I actually have to go get like the net and just kind of like go near them just to see, is he gonna move or not? And I'm like, and all of a sudden I scare the crap out of him and he scares the crap out of me and I'm like, oh, thank God he's alive. So then we got this, like I said, don't mind all the algae, but this is the first tank that we threw that wood in, and the guppies, man, they just do not stop. But they're doing real good too. Now these are all I think these are 55 gallons. Somebody said 60s, but I think they're actually 55s. And then down here, let me get down on my knees because these guys are just so cool. Here's my buddy. Let me see if I can zoom in there. That's my buddy. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but every time we come over, they come right to this glass. And now, of course, I have been feeding them bloodworms, and whether that's a girl or boy, they've really been digging them. But I gotta say, man, they myrtleized the snail and shrimp population in here a lot. But it's so cool. Like that one's one. There's another one there. There's only 6 of them in here, but they're like, I'm always paranoid that I'm gonna find one on the ground somewhere. Like I'm gonna be like, oh man. But then all of a sudden they're all alive and they're like, I'm like, oh, okay. But right now, so here's one guy just like right in front of me right there that I didn't even notice. Now I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they're who's a girl, who's a boy, or how you. I know they said they kind of do that like later on as they mature, they decide. But this is the curious one out of all of them. I think this is the girl, believe it or not. Right, the darker one I think is the male. So that's now 3 of them right there. 1, 2, 3 right there. There's 4 back there. And this is another thing. I don't know, you know, if any other fish keepers out there. Oh, there's another one up on top of the, what you call it there? The filter. If there's any other fish keepers out there that do this, just comment and just let me know. But do you count your fish like every day? Like I walk in the morning, I'm like, oh please God, let everybody know. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh thank God they're all. Does anybody else do that? Because man, that is the most stressful stuff in the whole world. Okay, so that's those guys down there. Now, pretty much the only thing left is in the middle here. These guys are still going strong. This is just, again, another 60. It's the 2 silver dollars and my runts of the goldfish litters. But they actually turned out to be pretty healthy little guys, even though they were runts. I don't know if anybody remembers that little, way back. I thought it was a girl, but actually I think it's a boy. How tiny that one was, and that one was the one that used to have the floating upside down problem, and just I found them on the floor of the other tank a bunch of times. And look at what that turned into. Look at that crazy. Where'd he go? I can't. Maybe I go around the other side. Hold on. What a crazy color, and her tail and everything. I mean, look at that. It looks like a dinosaur or something, right? The fins on the back and stuff. So cool looking. But anyway, that was the one that was just, I was struggling to keep it alive, but man, it did real good. But you know what? I guess the real secret to all of this stuff is constantly keeping your eye on that water. And I gotta say, I am so lucky that my tap water is, I don't know if it's even needs anything. I put a little Seachem Prime just to dechlorinize it, or whatever, dechlorinization, or to condition it maybe, or whatever you call it. But I only put I think my Seachem Prime says it's like 1 cap to like 50 gallons or something. So I really try to only put that kind of dosage. So maybe when I do a water change on, let's say, this 135, I only do like, what could it be? 35 gallons, maybe a third of it. It's already almost low that anyway, so I don't really have to put much in there. But my tap water is, not only is it clear of everything, but the pH is perfect. I want to say 7 point, you know what? I tell you what, if we go look at the API chart thing, I'll tell you right now. Okay, so also, let's go around one more time before we get the API chart. So now this was the little, let me see if I can get a good view. This was the little eggs. First were in this little breeder box. And then, of course, after they start wriggling around or whatever, I throw them right in this tank here. And I'm not sure why, but this tank seems to be pretty good. If I keep the water pretty good, the pH is always good, and they do real good. Okay, so here's, if you look down there, you can just see that they really do good there. I don't know if I can get in on it. Oh yeah, here we go. Maybe a little bit. I don't want to. It blurs up like as soon as I go in. I gotta definitely learn how to switch. There must be like another lens or something that you can go to, because there's no way that people do that, right? I mean, I see people, they put their hand in front of it like to focus it and stuff. Well, I never really do it. I can never really do that. See how unfocused that is? So let's start again. Okay. Let's see if I can get close to one guy. There you go. These guys are really, they're really hardy, I gotta say. So, before this starts getting to be crazy long videos again, so that was those guys. Then over here, we have the last of the Molly babies that are now getting to be just, I'm going to let these guys sit for a minute, but they're probably going to go in the Molly tank right over there, the 135 with all the Mollies. And I don't know if the oh, there she is down there now. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but, oh, maybe. See her down there? Let me zoom in on her a little bit. Okay, there she is. It's a little rough to see, but she's down there because I think what's happening is I think she's, every once in a while, I think she's squirting out little babies, because if you see, see this little guy right there, right? Here's another one right there. There were no white, look, here's three, well, let me back away. Here's like 3 white ones right there, right? There's like 1, 2, 3. I don't even remember if there was like 1 white one in there before, but now all of a sudden there's a bunch of them, and some of them are pretty tiny, like that guy over there. Now, I know she didn't just squirt him out because he's a little bigger than just a little one, but I bet you back there in that mop where she's sitting, wherever she is down in that cave, I bet you they're all little guys down there. And I'll show you why I think that, because here's the Molly tank, which is just, well, they're waiting to get fed. That's why they're looking like that. Don't. It's not like I trained them to do that. They just, every time they see me walk by, they think, it's that time. But I don't know if you can see a couple of them already. It's just, let me see if I can look. Yeah, here's a good view of them. Maybe I don't know if you can see right, like. Can you see them down in there? Oh, maybe you see those little guys, right? Look, there's more of them over there. So there, somebody said, "Oh, when your fish are breeding there, that means everything's good." These guys really been doing good then, because they are breeding again, and still there's that one Corey who was the egg that got away, and he's in there, and he's pretty big now. Like he's actually a big boy. Sometimes he's hanging out over here now. He said they like to hang out near this. All these bubble things. Oh, that was another thing I was going to say. This is another project or engineering problem I'm going to have. I hate this thing. It keeps I love the bubbles, and I love the heater right above the bubbles, so that the water is like pretty much always blasting through the heater, and the heater's taking like a good temperature right there. It's not like stagnant water or something. You know what I mean? So I like the little setup right there. But what's happening is, of course, there's no suction cups on those air things, so they keep falling down. And even the suction cups on the heater, once the glass, I guess, gets a little algae on it or something, the suction cups don't really stick. And after a while, they kind of lose their cup form, which is weird. I don't think I've ever seen like suction cups lose their form for some reason. But oh, there he is. Oh crap! Look at that. There he is. So he's really doing good. Unless he's dead and he's just floating around over there. No, he's not. He's doing good. He's really big. Like I want to put him in the other tank, but I'm afraid because he's doing so good over here. I don't want to fuck him up. Look at those little guys, right? Boy, they got some nerve, huh? You would think that they'd just forget about it. They would be food for these big fatties, right? But for some reason, they kind of leave them alone for the most part. I think when they're first getting squirted out, there's a good chance they're going to get eaten. But if they survive, I guess just a little bit, because they also seem to overlook a lot of the shrimp, which is very weird too. You'd think they would just, munch on the shrimp. Anyways, okay, so wrapping around. So these guys are going to end up going in there. And then back to the beginning again. This was all the corridors now. Sorry. Oh, let me go this way. It's so hard to see with the lights, right? Yeah, sorry. Okay, here we go. Maybe this way. So they're all in here now. I'll try to back up a little bit. And they're all in here. And then again, they're doing really good. I gotta say, I think I lost one when I first put them in here. After like a day, just one. Only one guy didn't make it, and he was a very small runt of the litter type guy. And again, you know what? When I found him, he was caught in the ram's horn jelly egg sack thing way over here in the corner, where these guys usually congregate for some reason. I don't know why they gotta see them back there. I don't know why they gotta do that, but they do. And so I tried to eliminate the ram's horns guys, but otherwise they see those ram's horns just keep coming back. Like, you see that, right? But what I'm going to do is, I found I'm almost positive he was an assassin snail, and I threw him in here, but I don't see him anywhere, and I don't know why. I thought for sure I would see, I said, oh man, he's going to just go to town on these guys. But you see, I don't see him, like, look at that big guy right there. I don't see him attacking him or anything like that. So we're gonna keep an eye out for him. When I'm at the El Fishery, talking to the El Fissionados, I'm gonna see if they have some. I guess assassin snails. I'm actually scared of them. Really, I don't want to put them in there and then have them just either go crazy multiplying or like eating my plants. That would really suck. To get rid of one thing to get the other thing. So anyway, so that was pretty much it. And now we shall see everyone later.